What is up, everyone? Welcome to Roly's Retro Room. I'm your host, Roly. That is your co-host, Tony, dying over there. And Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to the
Happy New
show.
Year.
This is a retro podcast where all we do here is talk about 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. We talk about
Yeah, man.
movies, games, shows, toys, everything that was busting back in those eras because those are things that we grew up with. That was our nostalgia. Those were the great, good old times, and we just want to remember them. So, welcome back to the show. We've been gone for a while. We celebrated the holidays and
Yeah.
decided, give everybody some time away and enjoy Christmas. How was your Christmas, Tony?
My, I say it's pretty good. It wasn't
Yeah.
bad. I got a few retro things. I got a very, very special gift, which we'll share later in the show. But it was it was pretty good. How was yours?
Dope, 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 dope. I got actually I think everything I got was basically retro related. Maybe not
Nice.
directly retro, but very definitely retro. And then other things were absolutely retro. So but without further ado, let's jump into what we got and then we'll go over what the episode is because it's definitely we're in 2026. This is coming out in literally the first week of January, and there's a lot coming this year. This year's gonna be a very dope year. I feel it was gonna be a good year. Like
I think so
2025
too.
was the start for us,
It
and now
was.
we're keeping this thing rolling. And a lot
That's
of people
right.
are enjoying what we're doing here, and I'm enjoying what we're doing. Like it's just great.
It is great. And again, you know what? You brought me along on this awesome ride, and it's been great, man. It really has. And I love the feedback that we get from our followers and our subscribers, man. Because it's just great to, as much as I try to, because I have a family and stuff. I want to try to interact as much as you could do, but I'm just glad that we have these awesome followers and awesome subscribers that enjoy this podcast.
The thing I get told all the time is like, "How do you guys not have more followers?" I'm like, "We're battling the algorithms, but
So, man,
eventually our stuff will get put out there, and more people will see us, and we'll knock some of those nostalgia memories into more people as we go on." But with that being said, just keep sharing. And I just want to throw out there two things. One, we are repping some Mighty Ducks gear here, ladies and gentlemen. And you're gonna see why later. And secondly, we do have the email that we made for the podcast. So if you guys want to reach out to us, we do ask that you give us, if you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, any place that you listen to this, give us a review, write us a review, give us some stars. That way it helps the podcast get out there. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe. And you could check out all of our social medias, which are TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And
yep.
my Holy Retro Room, and he is Tony in Retro. Real quick, let's go over. I got here some of the stuff that I want to show because one, I'm super grateful for the stuff I got for Christmas, and I know you want to show off what you got for Christmas. So
I do.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump in because I think I got a few more things here. We'll run through it, and then we're gonna start with this episode. So first thing, I'll keep the most nostalgic thing last. So first thing, my girl got me these two cars.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see
Oh
them
my
there.
goodness. What's
So
that? Like Ghostbuster ones? Is that a red
So the
red
top one
Ghostbuster Ecto one?
is a Camaro foot like Ninja Turtle one, but then this one right here, because we're Ghostbusters guys, this
Here we
is
are.
a Transformers Ecto one. So it doesn't transform, but the color scheme is of Transformers like Optimus Prime.
Nice.
So
Very cool.
definitely dope and very nostalgic because Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters.
Of course.
Next up are my Jordans. These are my Black Cat 4s that my girl got me.
Ooh, look at that. What year is that?
So these came out in 2006, I believe. And then there
Very
was a
cool.
re-release, and these are the re-released ones. Then this is probably the craziest thing. She was super excited for this one. I talked about these in one of the episodes. These are the Ninja Turtle pencils
Oh
with
my
the
god, you got them. I cannot believe you
turtles
got
in
them.
the like little snow globe thing.
Look
She
at
got
that.
me all four. And yeah, these things are crazy. Obviously, some of them are a little foggy because age,
Yeah.
time. But yeah, she got me all four. This was crazy.
That is amazing.
The last thing, she got me a Nokia. She got me a new phone.
Look at that.
And just to show you,
a new phone. I love it.
yeah, this thing has been on since Christmas. Actually, since the 24th.
All right.
And
I got to
still
know
has
where's the
charge.
battery at? Where is the battery at, bro? Oh my God.
And
you haven't
when I
charged it
turned it on,
once.
it was at half battery. So to show you how the battery on these things is ridiculous.
That is insane.
But yeah, man, that was my Christmas. Awesome. I mean, it doesn't seem
What
like
a
a
great
lot.
Christmas.
It's not a big thing to most people, but to me, the shoes. I'm a sneakerhead. Jordan's Black Cat 4s all day. Like that shit was fucking dope. And then those pencils blew me away. The phone, I had no idea. And when I saw it, I was like, I've been looking for a Nokia phone for a long time just to throw into the retro room.
I can't believe she found it, man. That's incredible, dude. Well, I had my fair share of nostalgia myself. I think the one retro thing I loved two retro things, but the first one was this is a Casio watch. I'm a big Casio guy, and I love the retro look of it. It's small on my wrist, but you know what? It's comfortable, and it's like, man, I get the appeal. I get why these things are still around and why they still hold nostalgia in it. And it was a great piece. And for the most part, my favorite thing that I got, and it was a complete shock, you and my wife were in on it. Okay. And I'm going to share with you right now. And for those of you listening, it is me with a brand new Proton Pack. I mean, Look at that smile. Look at that. That is a 90s kid's smile right there. That's what she said. Like, she was like, you look like a 90s kid. Like, I'm surprised there wasn't oh my God, like that. And I think there was, I'll share a video here from a moment of just kind of me putting it on and stuff. Let's do this.
Pajama Ghostbuster.
Oh yeah. Christmas night, Christmas Day, man.
Light him up. Nice. Ray. Egon.
You know I gotta say that. I was a kid, bro. It was like
it vibrates and everything. Look at this.
Oh, that's what she said.
Yeah. That was my biggest gift, and thanks to you and G-Spit.
Yeah,
bro. Primo stuff.
I didn't put together. We both got Ghostbuster stuff.
Yeah,
I got that Ecto one. That was our Christmases. Kind of very retro. I mean, what else do you expect from these two retro heads over here, bro? As per usual, I always have a little guest. If you know who this is, I'm not gonna say who he is, but if you know who he is, let me know in the comments, because every retro gamer should know who this is. And Tony's little guest there is gonna be part of a segment later. So
yes.
But with that, let's go ahead and let's jump into our first segment. Caller ID. That changed a lot of stuff. That changed the game. That definitely changed the game back in the 90s.
It sure did. It came out in 89, just the cusp as the 90s was brewing, and you had to pay your phone provider, whether it be At&t or at the time, Bell South or Southern Bell, whatever it was. Get this, and they would send you a box, and you'd pay an extra fee, and then whoever called your house, you would know. In the beginning, it was just their number. Then after a while, it became their number and their name. I think you probably paid an extra fee just for their name. So, what a time! No cell phones.
So crank calling people was just like, I mean, that was something we did. Like, that was something that us 90s kids did. We would crank call people like crazy. Sometimes you wouldn't even look at a phone, but you were just freaking dial random numbers.
Yep. And the white pages. Yep. No, the yellow pages were the
Yellow
businesses. The white pages were the
people.
local numbers or
Okay.
residents. Yeah,
I think we got a caller ID when they were already implemented into the phones. I don't think we ever had a caller ID box in my house.
I
Did
remember.
you
I
have one?
remember. I did. I did have a box in my house, and that's how I remembered you had to pay the phone company because back then we paid for phones in the house. That's how we talked to people. And then
Mm.
for an extra fee, they'd send you a box, and it'd be like $2.99 extra just for the caller ID services. And then after a while, it just became like part of the phone. Like, yeah, I don't think there was like an extra fee. It just was part of the
Yeah,
phone.
after a while, it's just like if you have the box, it
Yeah,
just comes with the line.
exactly. Remember those? Like it would
Mhm.
it'd be on the
Yeah, the
back of the
portables.
wire. Yeah, though, like on the back of the portable phones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it ended up being you knew who was calling. Yeah, and back in the day, you had to be rich to have a wireless phone. So like if you didn't have a wireless phone, you had this 10-foot like cord that like was in the kitchen. You just
Yep.
it just all of a sudden your mom's in the kitchen and she needed to go to the living room. And there was this long cord across the
Mhm.
way. I mean, I'm sure that you had to have gone through this.
We didn't have it, so the house I spent most of my time was my grandma's house.
Okay.
We didn't have a phone that was like that because my grandfather, since he ran a business in the front house that we lived in, that duplex, we had like 3 phones in like the living room, like not
Oh, okay.
cordless phones, but like there was one right here, one right there, and my grandmother would freaking most of the times I guess women would use this to like they'll be cooking and they'll be talking on
Yeah.
the phone and stuff like that. But basically, these cords were they had to have the reach of the entire layout.
Yeah.
Like you had to be
Like,
able to basically go from the kitchen to the dining room table to the living room
yeah.
with that cable.
Yeah. And if you were walking around, if you were like kind of like, okay, mom's on the phone, she's cooking dinner, don't distract her, don't do anything. But you had to have you had to like play limbo and be like, whoa, oh, okay, all
Mhm.
right. Again,
Yeah,
walk
if you're gonna
around.
get something out of the fridge while she's on the phone, you're like trying to go around there or go under it, pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
And good luck making it like straight. Because when you put it back on the wall, that thing was so tangled.
not.
Like,
Yeah,
forget it. Forget you're never gonna
crazy
get it
knotted.
the same way again.
And remember, like the phones at that time, they would sell you like a separate shoulder thing
Yeah,
to
I
put the
remember
phone
that.
on your shoulder
It
to
was supposed
hold
to be
it
more
better in
like
place.
relaxing, right? Or
Yeah,
something like that.
it's so crazy how how pivotal home phones were back in the day because you had just the unit. You
Yeah,
got your caller ID. Yeah, that's an
yeah,
extra thing you had to add to it. Then you would have to go get a long ass cord so you could
yep.
use it while doing things around the house. And then for comfort, they would sell these freaking shoulder bumps so you to hold it on your
I
shoulder so it's
remember the
easier. So it just rests like a little pillow. So it rests
yes,
right there on your shoulder, and you can be talking shit all day.
like, oh, perfect. Like, they'd be on there for, like, hours, bro.
Yeah,
Hours.
goes to show you. I wonder how many people have like a neck issue. Like our generation, you and I, we have neck issues because of the
For
whole
sure.
playing video games at freaking like Best Buy and like Walmart,
Yeah.
like this, just
Looking up
straight
like this, yeah.
freaking looking up. But the generation before us, they were like this for
Yeah. And they're just
hours
like
holding the phone like this. Some people, most people without the freaking
yeah,
pad
without
thing.
that, you would just hold it like this and it's just how it was. But when this came out, you'd be like, yeah, this is kind of nice. And not so much like this,
Yeah,
especially for offices, especially when they had to like, talk for like long hours with business people. This was like in every office on top of that
dude.
phone.
I remember the phone I had in my room when I was in high school. I didn't have none of that shit. And sometimes I'd be playing like my video games and be on the phone with my girlfriend, and I'd be doing it for so long. I'd be there playing Madden like this. And I'd be
Yeah.
playing and talking, and sometimes we're not even talking. She just wants to be on the phone with me, and I would have to like switch over. And bro, you're just like
Oh, forget it.
cracking it out.
Forget it. The
And
next day you have Batman neck. Oh my god, no. Like, like, what happened to your neck? I was talking to my girl for like hours.
it's rather, what's the difference between you and me? I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Yeah, exactly.
Just turds.
Just turns Batman neck. That's
Mhm.
that's. I love that's what it's called. I when someone said, "What happened to your neck?" I have Batman neck.
It was just crazy. All the like accessories. A caller ID was like a pivotal thing. Once it became like
Yeah.
known, because I feel like the rollout for caller IDs really didn't hit to like the mid 90s.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
I feel like the caller ID when it first came out was a luxury thing. Like
Yeah.
that was totally like, the drug dealers had the caller ID, and like the people that had like mad money had caller
Yeah.
IDs.
Yeah,
Then
for sure.
it rolled out a little bit more, became a little more prominent. And then like around 95, 96, it started being a little bit more known
Mhm.
and more people started having it.
Yeah,
And then,
and I
like you said, at first it was just the phone number. Then whatever that number was listed on, as you would see it afterwards.
yeah, and the commercials. I remember the commercials were like prominent. It's pretty like it's like I remember this
I'll be there
commercial.
in 10 minutes.
So don't tell me. You finally got caller ID.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through my calls now. Let's see. There's Sean, Susan, Tony.
Caller ID not only displays
Tony.
the caller's name and number before you answer, it also
Tony, why you
stores
calling
up to 40
dudes, bro?
names and numbers so you don't have to write them down.
And I see you called and hung up yesterday.
Order caller ID. Call
Yeah.
1-800-PAC-BELL.
Can be
Back
So
Bill.
what's next? A new jump shot?
Yeah, something like that.
Bro.
Yo, that that commercial sus, bro.
Yeah, it's the 90s. It's the 90s. You know?
Something like that. Big ass dude just throws him the ball.
Exactly. But then of course you like I remember the kid one,
You make the call. Fine, you read the number. Okay, we're reading
Yes,
the
the
number.
prank call.
the crank call.
555
And it was like there.
76 76 20 Hello? Hi. Who's this? Secret admirer.
That was the worst
huh?
prank
I
call
saw
I
you on the
heard in my
street the other day. Oh, yeah? Maybe we could get together.
Should've gotten the talk boy, bro.
back.
How do you do?
I don't give out.
What do you do? That's what he needed, the
Oh,
talk
that's
boy.
okay. I've got it already. 555-3298. By the way, is your
Oh,
mother
shit.
there?
Oh shit! Oh hell no,
Oh hell no.
Get Bell.
bro.
Bro.
Yeah, what a heat up that caller ID was. I'm telling you. And again, we talk about him all the time. He's gonna be on the show soon. Chris and I used to crank call people a lot from his house. And what did we do when we would crank call people? How would we crank call people? There's something.
There was
There's
a
a
way around
specific-
caller ID.
There's a thing, a way around caller ID. And what was it?
Star 67.
Star 67, dude. And we would, bro. I remember using this when we would do the crank calls. Obviously, we would just freaking star 67. You dial the number and then you freaking do whatever. So at the time when me and Chris were doing the crank calls, the movie Ladies Man had just come out. We rented it from Blockbuster. Shout out. And we're just like, and I was really good at doing it. And I would imitate everything. And like my voice wasn't as deep as it is now, so I can't do it as well now. But bro, and his thing in that movie was like, "Hello, ladies, let's do it in the butt." And I'm just like, so I would start imitating that. My voice would go higher. I could imitate it. He had like a little lisp.
Yeah.
And bro, we would just call, and somebody would answer the phone like, "Hello, sexy lady. How do you like it? Do you like to do it in the butt?" And we're cracking up.
I'm surprised
Who
you
is
guys
this?
are-
Who is this? And we're just freaking like just hang up. And then he would call, he would do a voice, and we would call, bro, we're calling people. And then at one point we're just like, all right, let's call people that we know, just because it's funnier to fucking fuck around with them. But to be honest with you, another time I would use star 67 was when I would call like a girl's house, because
Yes.
I didn't want, because at that time everyone had a caller ID. We're talking about like 1998, 1999. So
Absolutely.
caller
Everybody
ID is
had it.
already like a common thing before we had cell phones. So you have to call the house. So I would tell my girlfriend, "Hey, be by the phone at this time. So when I call you, I don't have to talk to your mom or your dad or anybody like that, bro." And she would forget. So I would call star 67. So that way it doesn't show that it's me. And that way, blah, blah, blah. Because I remember like they blew up on her. Like, "Oh, this guy calls all the time. This house is calling all the time, blah, blah, blah." And I don't want them to call back. And like my grandfather get the phone, and my grandfather will freaking rip into somebody. don't
Yeah,
fucking call my house without in Spanish, obviously. But I would call her house with star 67, and that's a way she knew, yo, it's me. Answer the phone. But bro, one time she didn't answer the phone. That guy picked up in Spanish, and he's just like, "Who is this?" I was like, "Hi, is," and I'll say her name, and blah, blah. And he's like, he like puts the phone down, and I just hear him in Spanish. This guy calls every freaking day. What? I'm waiting for an important call from Nicaragua. And I'm just like, oh God. So she grabs the phone. Oh, hi, babe. I'm like, I fucking told you to be by the phone. Why weren't you by the phone? But anyways,
Think
what a
about, like, you
stress,
just brought
dude.
up what a time, bro. Like, you didn't have you wrote down a number on your girl, the girl you had a crush on her hand, and then you would go home and you would have to call and face up to her parents and say, "Hey, is so and so there?" And they'd
I
be like,
hated it.
"Who's this?" "I'm a friend from school. What's your name?" Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, now it's
You
like,
get a
oh, we have
fucking
a cell phone.
interrogation for
Yeah,
like 2 minutes before they even get her on the phone. Or
bro.
even worse, they do the interrogation and then they're like, "Oh, she's busy."
Click.
The fuck was that for, bro?
Exactly. Like, click. She's busy. Click. You don't
And
get
the next day it's like,
explanation. You
"Oh,
don't
I
get
thought,"
nothing.
yeah, and no, next day, "Oh, why didn't you call me?" I fucking called you.
Yeah.
But they fucking didn't give you the damn call, and they fucking
Yep.
asked me like a million questions. So,
Bro, I'm telling you, this generation they don't have to go through that initiation of dealing with a parent over the phone.
parents, hell no. You have access to everybody now. Yeah, so star 67, that was a way we would like call incognito so people wouldn't know it was you, and you would crank call, or if you didn't want them to know it was you, that you're like me. I was calling my girlfriend's house, and I want her parents to be like all over, like, "Oh, why does this guy call so much?" But then there was another star number that you would dial. So before you had caller ID, you could identify who called you
Yeah.
by just simply pressing star 69.
That's it. And they would, and
So
it wouldn't. I don't know if it would give you a name. It didn't give you a
no,
name.
no,
It would
no,
just give you the number, right?
just
Like,
the
it would
number.
tell you.
It was like an automated thing. You literally dial star 69, and I think it'll be like the last number that called you was, and they're like
And you,
305
yeah,
447. It'll just say
yeah.
the number or whatever.
And back then we memorized the number, so you knew exactly who it was. If
Yeah.
like, oh, that's so and so. So,
And I think if I'm not mistaken, it would say to call this number back, press 1.
yes, you're right. It
Yeah.
would. You would just hit it, and then it would dial.
Yeah.
It would like direct
So
you.
if somebody called you, a lot of times, some people will crank call without using star 67. Idiots, morons.
Rookies.
So if you crank call somebody and you're like, "Hey, is your refrigerator running?" Yeah. Well, you better go catch it. And they freaking hang up on your ass. You're just like, "Oh, what the fuck?" All right, hold on. Star 69. Blah, blah, blah. Do you want to call this person back? Yeah. So you call him back. It's like, "Yo, did you just call me? Who's this?" Like, I don't know. Who's this? You want to know about my refrigerator, right, motherfucker? And then like, oh shit. And it's crazy to me, like how many people didn't know about star 67 till way later.
I think one of my favorite prank calls was calling the bowling alley and asked them if they had 14-pound balls, and then told them, and they're like, yeah, we do. He's like, must be hard for you to walk.
Yeah.
They're like, like just like silly stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
star 69 was like a legit helpful thing, because sometimes, let's say you're getting into the house and you hear the phone ringing and you're trying to rush to get in, and it's like, okay, and then you get in and it stops. It's like, oh fuck, who was that?
Yeah.
And like, they didn't leave a tape, they didn't leave a message on the machine, which is another thing we could talk about another day. Fucking basically tape voicemails.
Yep.
So you'd be like, oh shit, you grab the phone, star 69, who was it that called? Oh, okay, let me call it. All right, hit 1 to call back, and then you fucking, hey, what's up? Sorry, I literally just got in. Like, it's just that was like the technology of the time. Like,
it was
a caller ID, star 69 and star 67 people. And then, I mean, you saw those things, the freaking, that long ass rope for the cord that basically it was an extension so you could walk around your entire house while having a fucking phone conversation. And then the little shoulder mount to just keep it there to make it more comfortable. What a time. And so the funniest thing is, the image I have in my head, I don't know why, when I think about all this, is like Peggy Bundy with a phone, smoking a cigarette,
Smoking a cigarette
attempting to
while
cook. 'Cause
cooking.
remember, like her thing was like she didn't cook around the house or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yep.
Not that she did that on the show, but that's the image. That's like the image I have of like an 80s, 90s woman is
Yeah.
just with the phone here, smoking a cigarette, like making stuff around the house and stuff like that.
Yeah. I totally envision that for sure. For sure. She like multitask. And that's how women are. They multitask. They go
Yeah.
smoke a cigarette,
Cleaning the
phone,
house, they're like
cleaning,
cleaning
cooking.
things, sweeping, and gossiping. Just gossiping with a neighbor or their friends. I can't. Oh, did you see this show? Oh my god, I can't believe that this guy. Blah 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 blah. Or there's, you know, it's it's funny. I'm actually watching Mad Men now for the first time,
What a
and there's a
great
lot of that
friggin'
in
show.
it.
Let me know if you have any questions. I've seen the whole thing. So it was even Napoleon Dynamite. You remember that? Where he had the long phone cord and he went across. He took it outside.
Yeah.
He closed the door on the phone cord. He's like, okay, bye. And then he walked back in and this like long ass phone cord across the living room. What a time. So.
But yeah, that was basically phone calls in the 90s. Caller ID, home phones, long cords, star 69ing people to see who called you, and then star 67 to block your call so they don't know it's you.
Yep.
And let me tell you, I star 67 just about everybody. I don't want you to know I'm fucking calling you. Here's a crazy thing. So funny enough, everything that we do on a daily basis, I'm talking about like everything that we do every day that we use was predicted in 1993. And in 1993, there's no we saw this, we're like, that shit, that's in the future. That's movie shit. That we're not gonna have that in our lifetime. But bro, AT&T apparently predicted all the shit that we're doing today in 2025.
Back.
Look at this.
Have you ever borrowed a book from thousands of miles away? Across the country.
E-readers.
Yep. GPS.
Without stopping for directions.
GPS. Every day.
Or sent someone a fax.
A tablet.
From
Sending a fax, which is an email.
Or text message. Email.
Company that'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
AT&T.
In 1993, bro, there's no way we would have thought this
Have
was
you
a
ever
thing.
paid a
we could
toll?
do.
Oh, no way. Look at that.
Without slowing down.
Toll passes.
Some pass.
Some pass.
Bought concert tickets from cash machines.
Yeah.
You will. And the company that'll bring it to you, AT&T.
I mean, it just blows your mind. You look back on it now and like, oh my god, this is
Have you
happening
ever
right
watched a
now.
movie you wanted to,
Mhm.
the minute you
This
wanted
blew me
to.
away.
We mean
Streaming.
movies at home.
That's all taken from jazz. Now any
That blew me away,
from
bro.
faraway places. Oakland?
So where did jazz come from?
Good question.
Online classes.
Online classes. My son does that. This
From a
FaceTime?
phone
FaceTiming from a payphone, I think they have that in Europe.
booth. You will.
Okay.
And the company that'll bring it to you, AT&T.
It's
Have you ever kept an eye on your home when you're
It
not
is
at
the
home?
security. My mom does like every 5 seconds.
How was your day?
On your wrist. You will. And the company that'll bring it to you, AT&T.
Bro, it was nonstop. They predicted a lot of this.
Have you ever opened doors?
I'm home.
The
Alexa.
sound of your voice.
Alexa, yeah.
Her card, please. Carried your medical history in your wallet. Your wife's gonna be just fine.
My chart.
So this is where we stand on the atrium.
Or attended a meeting
Look at that.
Zoom.
Teams, Zoom.
in your bare feet. And they have a few other ideas. You will. And the company that'll bring it to you, AT&T.
It is
That's right.
fucking
Have you ever had a
ludicrous.
classmate
It is. You look back on it, you're just like,
thousands of miles away?
look at this.
FaceTiming on tablets.
Conducted business in a language you don't understand.
Google Translate.
Google Translate. I think my glasses do it
And the
now
company
too.
that'll bring it to you,
Yep.
AT&T.
Dude, that is insane. That is
It is
absolutely
freaking
crazy.
it is. It's just nuts. And again, if you're seeing this or hearing this right now, to you it's like, oh yeah, that's nothing. I'm talking about this thing came out. These commercials came out in 1993. It's who? Dennis Quaid that's voicing it.
That's Dennis
That's
Quaid.
narrating. Yeah, Dennis Quaid to narrate it. All the stuff that they were showing in there, that's stuff that we saw in movies like Demolition Man. I think Demolition
Yeah.
Man came out around that time. So doing a video call, sending a fax, which now it's email and stuff like that.
Email, yeah.
But no, bro, there's no way. We saw those things. We're like, oh, that's cute. Yeah, maybe one
Yeah.
day, we'll get to those Back to the Future days. Yo, everything in those commercials we do today, like,
Yeah.
like it's regular. It's breathing. A car without GPS, like it seems that seems foreign now.
It does. Like that maps don't exist anymore. Like to get around, don't forget it. It doesn't exist. It comes with the
Mhm.
car now. Kind of like caller ID comes with the phone. It comes with the car. It's stock. It comes with
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah, that I'm telling you. So between the checking on your house because with security, you had FaceTiming.
Yep.
You had basically the lecture. The kid was going to class from
Yeah.
homeschooling with or
Tablets.
video school stuff like that. Tablets, like bro, it's It's so crazy that in 1993, these people were predicting, or that the marketing team was just like, this is all the stuff that I'm sure it was just like, this is all stuff that we want to do. This is where we want technology
Yeah.
to go to. And today there's like, what's something that a commercial that could blow us away like this now? Nothing. Space travel, maybe. There's
Maybe.
not. There's no, like, the thing about the 90s was we had so much to look forward to with technology. There are so many possibilities and so many things like, oh fuck, that's gonna be so dope if we could ever do that. The only thing we haven't gotten is the flying cars thing, but logically it doesn't make sense for
Yeah.
that to happen. But
It's coming so it's coming soon, I think, because of the drone technology. We're gonna have drone flying cars, I think, in my
we'll
opinion.
see. But
We'll
like
see.
now in this era, what do these kids have to look for? Like, what's a futuristic thing that they have to look forward to? Virtual reality, which we had a sense of it, and that was like a big
that's
thing for us back in the day too. But
Yeah.
at this point, like their technology isn't exciting anymore.
No.
The latest craze now is those robots, the iRobots that are freaking gonna
Yes.
kill everybody.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw the promotion for those robots, I was just like, haven't you guys seen this movie? Don't you know how this ends?
Yeah.
There's two
exactly.
movies I want them to go watch: iRobot and Terminator. Please go take some notes as to
Yes.
why we should not move forward with this.
With this.
I'm
and
already
of course,
terrified of AI as it is.
Exactly. And now you want to put a robot with AI in your home?
And here's the
Do
crazy
your
thing about those
laundry?
robots. If you're having an issue, somebody remotely logs into the robot and can see everything the robot is doing to help fix the problem. Nah, bro. Get the fuck out of here
No.
with that.
Get out of
Yeah.
my face with that. I'll fold my own clothes. Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
okay.
But yo, back to that thing. It's crazy to me that like that was stuff that we were looking forward to. And today in 2025 is things that you could say we take for granted, right?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
it's just like everyday shit. Like, oh, why the fuck isn't my FaceTime working? Or, oh man, I can't. Like, if I have a long drive, the GPS isn't working. Oh my god, what a fucking torture this is gonna be.
Yeah, I
Having
know.
to
Oh
figure
my
out how to
goodness.
get there, read the thing one by one, which turn. Like, it's so
Mm-hmm.
nuts to me how much is in those commercials that is everyday usage now.
Yeah.
And we're talking what, 30, 32 years.
Easily.
33. Now we're going 2026. We're in 2026. 33 years ago.
Crazy that 1993 this was predicted.
Ladies and gentlemen, and here we are back. We're New Year's and we're back to our old ways, and we're talking about the movie spotlight. We haven't done these in a while because
Yes.
we're doing all the seasonal stuff. But this week's movie spotlight we're doing all three. The Mighty Ducks. Ladies and gentlemen, come on.
Right here.
We were already repping from the get. And my
Get-go.
boy over there, who's there on your microphone?
This is no other than Emilio Estevez, the Mighty Duck Man.
Emilio! I was like, Emilio! Mr.
Gordon Bombay.
Mighty Duck
right?
himself.
Yes. He's hanging out with me today. So
I don't
Yeah,
know
man.
if Emilio Estevez is more known for Mighty Ducks or for fucking Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think like I can't imagine him walking down the street. Emilio! Like I'm
Bro,
sure.
I bet you he's just like, fuck that movie for everyone. Just instead of just saying Flying V or Coach or no, Emilio. I was like, Emilio. no. But yeah,
I
anyways,
guarantee, bro. I guarantee you that's the second time Will Ferrell has ruined an actor's life. The first one is Christopher Walken with cowbell. So,
but anyways,
anyways,
Mighty
what we got?
Ducks, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking D1, D2, and D3. These movies, this was when kids sports movies were at their peak. Kids sports movies in the 90s were just like we got one every like year. We got several sports movies, but the Mighty Ducks made us all want to go outside, either ice skate or rollerblade, depending on where you were, because we couldn't ice skate in Miami. But you wanted to join a freaking hockey team. And I mean, one of the greatest sports moves of all time in any movie is the flying V. I mean, when
Easily.
we first saw the flying V in the first movie, we were just like, what the hell? Bro, that is the most genius thing. You line them
Yeah.
all up, you pass the puck between each other, you don't know who's going to end up with it, and then you freaking just hit it. Bro, the flying V was just, it was like, that's like the freaking, like the cheat code move.
Easily.
But then we were just talking about it now. The like the biggest heartbreak and the biggest like mind-blowing moment when they're playing against Iceland in part 2, they pull out the flying V, and you're in the movie. Like I saw this in the theaters. In the movie, they go and they do the flying V. Here we go. We're all ready. Like, yeah, you ain't stopping the flying V. Straight wall. Straight
wall.
Like
They hit,
if it was
like
nothing.
3 guys.
Yeah. And I was just like, they stopped the flying V. How the hell are they gonna win now without the flying V? But anyways, we'll go from 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, man, Mighty Ducks. I mean, granted, look, we're freaking repping. This is a staple sports movie of my childhood. And the first one I thought was just great. Like I was hooked. I saw that one in the theaters, and then I think I immediately, when it came out on VHS, I think it came out like a year later on VHS. I rented it, and then I think my grandmother helped me copy it. Like we hooked up 2 VCRs to record it. But yeah, man, the first one I loved it because it's basically like, and another thing I'll say about movies back in the 90s versus now, kids movies, like you got regular looking kids. Were they good looking kids? Yeah, but they were regular looking kids. These are kids that you could like, you literally see playing outside in the street. Now you see a kids movie and it's like a model kid. Like it's a kid with like the perfect skin, the perfect like trendy haircut, their outfit, or maybe they're just a little bit too over the top with how they're dressed and how they look. They don't look like everyday kids. In the Mighty Ducks, all these kids were just straight up just hooligans, chilling, doing their thing, hanging out, fucking putting shit in fucking purses. Remember?
Yeah.
They put the shit in the purse with the dollar hanging out. The guy sees the purse, goes to it, he pulls it out,
opens it,
and then they start cracking up. Yeah, and like, oh shit, and then he chases him, bro. That was everyday kid shit. That's what I loved about these movies. That it felt like that's literally you. That could be you and your friends.
Yeah, you could be friends with these guys, and you could relate to these guys, and you're like, oh, these are the guys I would hang out with.
And I mean, for a lot of us, coming from a kid that came from divorced parents and the dad wasn't in the picture, a lot of us guys related to Charlie, you know, having a single mom that was working through everything. And then you see that father figure, that Gordon Bombay coach comes in, kind of like leads you, helps you become a better person through sports and stuff like that. Very, very relatable like situation right there. And then, I mean, it was funny. It had heart. It was just, the first one was just a great movie. And then I feel when we got to the second one, everything just went up. They upped the ante. They went from the Mighty Ducks to Team USA. So they go from being District 5 to being Team USA. Fucking massive upgrade. You represent the United States of America now. And these kids, like, bro, this movie was awesome. Now, and here we have the conflict. So here's the things that happen in this one. They get all these kids from like different spots. We have representation in Miami. The fastest guy on the team is from Miami, but he can't stop. Then they get Wayne from Texas. He's like the best puck handler. but he's a freaking cowboy as well. And then they get the figure skater kid from Beijing.
Kenny Wu.
Yeah. And then they get Dean Portman, who they ultimately make the Bash Brothers.
Yep.
With Fulton. So that's I mean, to this day, everyone calls themselves when they team up with that one dude on any sport or in anything out in life, like in Best Buy, me and my friend Norman, we were called the Bash Brothers. In football, me and Chris, we were the Bash Brothers. Like if you were like just a powerhouse of two guys, you guys were the Bash Brothers. And these guys are the original Bash Brothers, Fulton and Portman right there, bro. Come on.
And they were called, I mean, and they brought him in because, you know, he's like, oh, yeah, because, you know, in hockey, they're called goons. And he's like, I believe they're called enforcers, and you're going to need him against Iceland. So, like, and boy, were they right. Like, he was right because I don't think we had a chance in hell without Portman, you know, like,
and then they brought in Keenan Thompson off of the streets.
That's right, and that's the first time
they're talking shit to them.
Yep,
basically telling them that, you know, you guys suck. They're not gonna win with that corny ass stuff that you guys are doing. And he's like, oh, you think you can do better? They go to the streets, and he introduces none other than the knuckle puck. Mind you, this is at this point, Fulton's shot is the most dangerous shot.
Yeah,
like that slap shot that he has is nasty, but there's no control to it. So they couldn't rely on Fulton's shot. But then they get Keenan's character, and he introduces this knuckle puck, which is one of the coolest but also most ridiculous shots.
There's no way in hell they would try this. Yeah, there's no way in hell they would try this. There's no way. A slap shot is more like Fulton's slap shot is more realistic when it comes to hockey. This thing, I'm like, yo, bro, what the?
Like, even in this little video that you're playing here, it's going and then like it goes up and it goes down. Like, obviously, they must have it like on a string, and they're just like rotating it in front of the camera.
Yeah, that's all they're doing. And of course, like, he perfects it in D3. He does it it's like, come on, bro, get out of my face with this, you know.
But this one was good. But then the conflict here was you brought all these people together. They're Team USA. Iceland's like the big bad in this one. And then Coach Gordon Bombay, is having image issues because, you know, they're painting him to be like this Pat Riley of hockey, and he gels his hair. He's wearing a suit. He cares more about like the brand stuff, and he's like flirting with the Iceland chick and stuff like that. And there's like a separation between coach and team. So they start losing their spirit and their will to play and stuff like that, because, you know, the guy who would amp them up isn't. And then Iceland is just a freaking powerhouse. And then, like I said before, this is the first time we saw them use the flying V against another team, and it worked to perfection. And then when they were playing Iceland, they pulled out the flying V again, and that shit went nowhere.
It got shut down by 3 people.
They hit a freaking brick wall against Iceland with that flying V. And our minds are just like, the most unstoppable hockey move of all time.
What happened?
What the hell just happened?
The world ended. You're like, what happened? Like, you're just like, this is impossible. This is absolutely impossible.
So they had to get creative to beat Iceland. You know, they had a little suit change.
Yeah.
And then one of the parts that we keep quoting, when they switch out,
the
Goldberg with Keenan, the goalie. No.
Yo, the switch is what got me, bro. I'm like, yo, what time did they have to switch jerseys and pads at all?
Pads, jersey, all in seconds, and covered by everyone, and there's a whole crowd there. The team is literally on the other side of them. There's no barrier that's keeping it's a glass thing.
Yeah.
But they switch pads and jerseys. Goldberg is sliding up, takes off his helmet so he can see clearly. No, it's so you can see that it's Keenan. And then the goalie. And then they go, he switches the sticks to get us a shooter stick, and then knuckle pucks it right in there.
Yep. And ties it up. So I
And
mean,
we're just like, we were just blown. Okay, no, the knuckle puck got us in there, good. But man, this scene lives rent free in my head. The goalie, like
for
I
sure.
said it to you, and you were just like, you were saying it to like, yeah, this it's one of like, the most like quotable parts of the movie. The goalie.
And then you get to D3, and then like D3 come for me like completely flipped it on its head. They're a little
Yeah,
older. They're in a teenage phase. Their attitude. But then you don't got Gordon Bombay, and you're like, what the hell is
yeah,
happening?
yeah. Like it literally goes from 1 to 2, and then 3. It doesn't drop, but
No.
it's a significant drop. Okay, one, like, while Charlie is considered the heart of these movies, so is Gordon Bombay. So is the coach. The coach was what we were seeing things from his perspective in the first 2 movies. Kind of, we saw the
Yeah.
kid's perspective and the coach perspective. Once you took away one of our perspectives, it became the third movie is more around the kids.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
all the kids. Like
Yeah.
there is no adult like perspective anymore. And they get this new coach, and yes, at first he's a hard ass.
Yes.
He's super strict. He shows no like warmth. He doesn't show any concern for them. It's only like the last 20
Yeah.
minutes of the movie that he starts, he defends them. Oh, if you're gonna get rid of somebody, you gotta get rid of me too. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, that's the way you want it. Like, then we start saying, okay, this guy's not so bad. And then Coach Bombay gets Charlie, brings him and shows him, look, while he's a hard ass, he brings his daughter, who I guess is paralyzed, and
Yeah.
starts like, skating her around in a wheelchair on the thing. And he's like, this is why this guy, like, he gave up his career
Left the
because
pros.
he had to be there for his daughter. And then you start to feel, okay, this guy's not an asshole. This guy's not like a douchebag or anything like that.
He's just
So
been dealt a bad hand, and he had his moments. Especially there was a speech that he was giving the team where
which
he's
that
you know
speech
he's
is fire. It's
it's
legit
one of the
a
greatest
great speech.
speeches. And you look back on it, I think as a kid you're like, yeah, well, whatever, shut up, you're not Gordon Bombay. But then you look back on it as an adult, I'm like, man, what he's saying is like so true and so
Yeah.
true to life. And it's just like, oh man, that hits, bro. It really
Yeah.
hits. And you can tell the kids are absorbing it and like, yeah, okay, I get
Yeah.
where this guy was coming from. I get that. Listen, your peewee tricks are not working here. Like it's
Yeah.
it
Your
needs to be.
little duck tricks aren't gonna work. And then what's fucked up about that scene is, isn't that's the same scene where he tells them that speech, but then he also says, take off those jerseys.
Before, because it was very like he was trying to say like, listen, you need offense and defense. You guys are just
Yeah, you
playing
gotta play
offense.
two-way
You guys,
hockey.
you gotta play two-way hockey. There's no defense on your and it's true. He was absolutely right. There was no defense. They
No,
couldn't
they're
go up
all
against
offense.
they couldn't go up against the varsity team without the defense part of it. And that's what
Yeah.
he was there to do, because that's where his background was. But giving that speech, and it's just like, okay, I understand where he's coming from. And I think the kids, especially Charlie, probably should have respected him in that sense, where it's like, okay,
Well,
this guy knows what he's talking about.
so again, I don't remember exactly, and I probably should have watched this before, but I know that there's probably 2 times. I think it's after they play the varsity and they get their asses whooped in that that
Yes.
straight up like street game that they played in the school.
Yeah.
Where that's when he's just like, he tells them like, your little duck tricks aren't gonna work out here. And then he
Yeah.
sees them, he's like, and he goes, right now, you guys take off those jerseys.
Yeah.
And everyone starts to take it off because we're here on scholarships.
Yeah.
Some of us can't afford to go to a school like this, so we gotta do what we gotta do. Charlie's the only one that gets up and he's like, he goes, you're killing the only thing that we ever loved, or something like that,
Yeah.
or the best thing that we ever had. So then he leaves, he doesn't take off his jersey, and then Fulton follows suit, and he's like, I'm not gonna let my boy go out like that.
Yeah.
And he goes with him. But then, in true Disney sports movie fashion, Gordon Bombay comes at the end. He switches the jerseys, the name of the school. He does a whole thing where he gets Dean Portman to come, because Dean Portman wasn't in the movie. He couldn't go to the school with them. But at the end of the movie, Dean Portman comes in. The Bash brothers are reunited, and it is what it is. Happy endings all around. Everyone's happy.
Yeah. And it's
But
crazy because it wasn't a. It was funny because it wasn't. It was just a scrimmage game at the end of the movie. Like it wasn't a big game. Like they were doing well in their regular season, but it was like a fun game against the varsity team. But they took it
yeah,
so seriously, and it's like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
a
And the thing
JV
is,
beating a varsity team.
about that this movie is it's they were rich snobby kids,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
kids on the Mighty Ducks. Not to sound weird, but they didn't come from the hood, but
no, but they
they didn't come from the same place that these kids from the school came
correct.
from. Like, they weren't
Yeah,
rich. Like some of them were some of them were like literally like low income. That like remember in one of the movies, the dad's like, "Yo, I'm working overtime so my kids could be in this program with you guys." Like
yeah,
they're not high flying. Like all those kids are there on scholarship. They can't afford to go to that school. So of course the freaking guys that go to that school, the varsity team, like, yo, we don't want these trash kids here. We don't want these fucking this gutter trash to come into our school. You know,
right.
one of the guys, the main guy says, my brother couldn't be on the team because they brought in this publicity stunt of the Ducks.
Throughout the entire movie, like they treated him like trash but then it's like, well, okay, you're gonna mess with us, we're gonna mess with you right back. Like
The prank
what they
war.
did to their the prank war, that was a mean prank war, especially they did with their
They got
Letterman
horses. The ants, when they
Oh my
ran the
god, the ants.
tubing into all the rooms and the
Yeah,
ants came out on them and they were just like that was nuts.
that was
And
nuts.
what was they did to them? Oh, they froze the jerseys
The Letterman jackets. Yep.
with like with the nitrogen.
Yep, the nitrogen from the science lab, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Shh." Yep, it was crazy, but also like you learn a lot. You're like, okay, it's there's a reason for certain things of how people act and why they're acting. Don't judge a book by its cover, and I think that's what we took from the movie, and it was good. For me, it was part of growing up. It's like, okay, you're now teenagers. It's time to grow up. Gordon Bombay is not going to be there your entire life. It just it's not. So,
Yeah.
I think that's what for me it was like, okay, it's time for the Ducks to grow up. And essentially that's what the coach says.
The one that has probably the best message is the one that's my least favorite.
Yeah. Agreed.
Because that it is a coming of age story. It is a like a lesson to be learned, growing up and stuff like that. But as a movie, as a movie, it's the weakest of the two because the first one's the foundation. The second one, we've been talking about movies recently, and we've come across a few trilogies where to us the second one is the strongest one.
Yeah, agreed. And I think in this case it is too. It's like they up the ante in the second one, and it's just as good. And then the third one just kind of goes down, and it's like, okay, it's almost like the third one for me. It grounded them. It's like, all right, they're back in school, they're doing their thing, they're now getting a scholarship, and and they have to prove themselves that they're worthy.
Not
of
to
being
mention,
there.
we got one of the sickest logos in like hockey history right here. Like this
because
thing,
of the T2. Yeah,
this logo, and then so much so that the Anaheim Ducks now exist.
Yep.
And this is
Because of
the logo. Mighty Ducks. It's one of the greatest 90s sports movie trilogies. I don't want to say just a kids trilogy, but like a kids movie. It was just a great sports and it made you want to play hockey. It made you want to throw, like I said before, throw on some rollerblades, throw on some ice skates, go out there and get your boys together. I mean, I think I played hockey once with rollerblades in Miami, and after that, I was just like, "Yo, this isn't like a thing we could do here in the streets." But
no, yeah. I mean, I did it, and I did it. I've had some major injuries, like especially like if you didn't play with a helmet, you fall back and bonk your head. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this without a helmet anymore. Like you got sticks flying around, But because of these movies, I did those things. So like, I want to try especially after D2 when they were doing it with rollerblades, and I rollerbladed at the time. Yeah, I'm like, I'm doing that right there.
And that's the thing. Like, you were giving kids all these sports movies. You were seeing kids that look and acted like you, that were very relatable, that could have been kids that you grew up with doing sports. So like, oh man, I want to do that. I want to get my friends together and go do that. Now we're not getting sports movies like that, and we need Disney or just somebody go back to making sports movies for adults and for kids, and sports movies that inspire kids to go outside and grab their friends and play sports again.
These
This,
movies.
Sandlot, what you call it, Rookie of the Year,
Rookie of the
Remember
Year.
the Titans,
Yeah.
Rudy. I mean, we could go all day about sports movies that made us want to go outside and play sports, but Happy Gilmore made us want to play golf.
We want to play golf.
That's your movie spotlight. Mighty Ducks 1, 2, and 3. Our favorite here in the retro room is Mighty Ducks 2. Go watch some Mighty Ducks. If you have kids, go and they haven't watched Mighty Ducks, go introduce them. Maybe they'll get into wanting to play hockey. Give them a new sport to play. And we always end it with our favorite segment, the memes of the week. Here is a segment where we basically get all the memes that are sent to us, that come to us from friends, families, now followers, and we put them on here and we talk about them because they're all nostalgic hits. They're all things that take us back. And yeah, man, it's these are definitely time machines. This right here, the memes of the week tends to be one of the biggest time machines for us. But let's get it cracking. No, without further ado, here's our first meme. The meme right here says, a quarter of a century ago, your computer had this sticker and you were preparing for the end of times. Back in the day, we didn't know what was going to happen at midnight in the year 1999 when we're going to transition to 2000. There was this whole thing about Y2K, that all the computers were going to shut down. The banks were going to freaking go nuts. Everything was going to be blacked out. The aliens are going to come down and freaking take us away. Like there's going to be pandemonium. There's going to be chaos. And wasn't it like a Mayan thing too that they said the year 2000 was the year that the world ended or something?
Yeah, something like that. Like it was something to that matter.
Yeah. So apparently computers, the calendars on computers couldn't compute how to put 2000 because it was by 2 digits. And when 99 finished, it would go to 0. So it was, I think it was going back to 1900.
Yeah, the Dark Ages or something.
Yeah,
like it was like,
my
God,
all the computers back then, if you bought them from like here we go Best Buy and other places had also several stickers and stuff like that, so were basically giving you like a warning about 2000 Y2K, the shutdown, prepare.
Yeah,
it's so crazy. It's so crazy that we like, and a lot of people believe this shit.
Oh yeah, a lot of people believed it, and a lot of people went along with it and played along with it. And I was at my aunt's house, and they ended up cutting the power when it hit 00 as a joke, and everybody's like, "What?
It's happening!"
And then they turned it back on, and they had all these like balloons and Happy New Year. It was such a joke. Like it was. But people were like, people believed it. Like, oh my god! Like people like fell off. They like sold their money. They got rid of their assets, and
those people that make those bunkers. What are they called?
Doomsday preppers.
They have like doomsday preppers. Those people were. They're like, finally, like I've been preparing for this my whole life, and now all of you who were talking shit about what I built and all the canned stuff that I bought. Now I'm the king. Now I'm the one that's going to run this place because I'm going to be king here. And then it happened and nothing happened, bro.
Nothing.
Absolutely no. We got our 12 o'clock kisses. We ate our grapes, at least in our culture. We eat 12 grapes for good luck.
We said goodbye to the 90s, and that was it.
And you called whoever wasn't near you on your Nokias, and those back then it was bad. Now it's a lot better where you could still make calls. But remember back then, if you tried to call somebody at midnight, bro, you weren't getting through. You weren't not getting through.
It wasn't even giving a ringtone or a busy signal, bro.
It was just straight.
Yep.
Goodbye to the 90s, and you better make sure your computer's off because if not, the aliens are gonna come get you. In the 90s and the early 2000s, the internet was starting to be what a remnant of what we have today. And I'm gonna read the meme for you guys right now. If you don't recognize this image, you are not allowed to complain about the Wi-Fi being slow, bro. Let me tell you, today slow Wi-Fi is light speed to what we had to deal with.
Yeah.
56K. What was the first one? I think the first one was like 24K or some shit like that.
24K, but the one we
24
grew up with was 56K.
Yeah,
Like
24, 56, and then the Stingray one, which was DSL. That if you had DSL, bro, you were the pimp of the house. You were the
you
pimp
were,
of the, and bro,
you were.
when I remember, I'll tell you, I've said it before here a few times. I used to run a CD burning business, and I would download music and burn CDs for people. And then I was trying to like pivot to burning movies, like bootleg movies, bro. Downloading music, you would choose. When I got my DSL, I would choose like 5 songs, let it download, and it would download the 5 in like maybe like 20, 30 minutes, maybe
Yeah.
40 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'll leave it downloading once I'm done playing football or basketball or playing a game. I'll come back and they're done. But movies, man, when I tell you, I would wake up at 6 a.m. to get ready to go to school. I'll never forget. I put Rush Hour 2 to download. And back then, these bootlegs would download in 2 parts. It was Rush Hour 2 CD 1 of 2 and Rush Hour 2 CD 2 of 2. And I put that thing to download. You go to school, my whole day of school. I come back from school and I did stuff after school. I came back maybe like at 4:45, maybe 5 o'clock. And this thing was 45%, 50%.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, all right, we still got the whole ass fucking day to go. So, all right, I'll come back and check on it later. And I would go out. And then maybe this thing will finish like in a day and a half. And then I was downloading movies. Our boy Chris, he would come over my house. He would tell me, yo, see if you get this movie. I remember what movie was it? It was American Pie 2 had just come out.
Oh
in
yeah.
the theater. We saw it in theaters. But he's like, yo, you think you could find it? I found it. And back then, if it got to like 20%, you could kind of preview the download and you could see like the first bit of it. I'm like, all right, it's good. And it was DivX. I'll never forget the code. It would be like, oh, American Pie, CD 1 of 1, CD 2 of 2, DivX, DIVX. Yeah.
Again, you're not like to complain that the Wi-Fi is slow.
Yeah.
That's all I hear from my
And-
stepkids is like, I'm
and don't get
lagging.
me
I'm like, bro,
Dude, don't get me started on gaming. Like
Yeah.
when online gaming was in its infancy, I was doing it with my PlayStation that I had to buy that separate piece. I'd put that thing on the back of the PlayStation, hook up the Ethernet directly into the PlayStation, and start playing my online games, which at the time I think it was like a racing. I couldn't tell you what racing game it was, and Madden. And it was nothing like what we have today. Like
Nothing.
online gaming was nothing. Funny enough, the first console that had built-in internet capability was the Dreamcast.
oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I did not know that.
That was
okay.
the first one that had
Yeah, because
built-in.
PS1 didn't have it, and it didn't come out until
No.
PS2.
And
PS2
PS2,
had-
you had to buy a separate
Yeah.
block that went into the back.
Yeah.
For everybody the kids, the generations that came after us, complain about internet being slow, bro, shut your mouth. You shut your damn mouth.
About
Every
burning
time you saw
cities, bro.
No, remember, I just said I was burning CDs and I was downloading movies
Yep.
from the internet. So
They're gonna come
I
after
should have
you.
been locked up when I was a kid. But yeah, man, every movie that started, I'm gonna read the meme for you guys. Remember when the FBI would threaten you at the beginning of every VHS tape? That was pretty cool. And it's just crazy that it goes to show you, like, no, these warnings did absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
No one was scared of this. This
Bro.
this was like, it's like a little blip that goes off and then goes away. The minute this goes off the screen, you forgot about it. And I remember every time I watch a movie, I'm like, why the hell does they always show this shit? It was the green screen. The older movies, it was the green one.
Yeah.
Then as we progressed later on, it became the red one. I'm just like, man, how they gonna know? How they gonna know if I copied this shit?
No, they're not gonna. You know how many VHS tapes I recorded, bro, and gave to my friends.
Dude, there were places in Miami, I'm sure, and everywhere else, that they were renting out or selling the bootleg movies.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
That was like well into the 2000s.
My son's mom, she told me that her dad used to get movies that were in theaters on DVD from this rental store. So I went in there, me being me. I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse. I was dressed like a 20-year-old or 19-year-old, however old I was. And I go in there, I'm like, hi, yeah, I heard you guys have, this movie. He's like, no. The guy's like, no, that movie's not out yet. I was like, oh no, it's fine. Like, yeah, no, my father-in-law came in here and he told me he got the movie from here. He's like, no, we only have he's like, new releases right there. I'm like, yo, like, it's cool. Like, I'm not gonna, like, you could rent it to me. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. He was Spanish. I must have looked like a cop to him. Granted, I'll tell you this, I'm not trying to sound cocky. I was in shape. I was wearing like a little tight shirt, stuff like that. Not tight shirt, but like I was fit. So maybe I looked like a cop or something like that.
Like an undercover.
And I was driving a freaking speed racer car, like a freaking street racing Mitsubishi Eclipse. So I don't know, but they didn't want to fucking sell to me. They didn't want to freaking give me the movie. I left there pissed, and I call my kid's mom. I'm just like, yo, they didn't want to like tell me anything. And then she called her dad, and her dad actually knew the guy, and it's like, yeah, no, they don't if they don't know you, they're not gonna give it to you. He's like, just tell me what movie you want, I'll go and I'll get it for you. And I'm like, are you serious? But anyways, this is why they were scared, because the FBI warning. And I don't know what their legal status was, but back then it wasn't as crazy as it is now. This is Miami.
Sure.
So for the people listening right now, this is a meme / choice option here. It says choose your Friday night. Here we go. Red pill, blue pill. The blue pill has Blockbuster, which I'm Blockbustered out over here. A Super Nintendo, a fruit roll up, and Killer Instinct on Super Nintendo with the Orbits drink. And then the red pill has Hollywood Video, the Sega Genesis, the Gushers candy, and that's Super Street Fighter down there, right?
Yeah, Super Street Fighter.
And what's the drink?
Rain by Nestle.
Rain. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are your options. Where are you going with, Tony?
I'm going with Hollywood Video. I'm going with the red pill. Like, I mean, 5-day rental. I mean, I look, I have my love for Blockbuster, but man, I was a Hollywood Video guy. When that 5-day rental came out, that was happening. And you know me, I'm a Sega Genesis guy. So I know you are too.
You need a movie for 5 days.
Bro, I watched it. Like, I was one of those guys that watched it on repeat, man. Just like over and over and over.
You were watching Girl Next Door on repeat.
No, that didn't come out then. That was Showgirls.
Easy, Tiger. But yeah, no, you're fucking nuts. The only thing I'll tell, okay, no, let me tell you, I'm going blue. I'm going blue pill, Blockbuster. I normally wouldn't, but Super Nintendo, and the reason why I was sold on this, not only because of Blockbuster, because of the game choices.
Yeah,
I would choose Killer Instinct over Street Fighter any freaking day of the week. I know it's blasphemy. I'm talking about this particular Street Fighter. Like, I'm not down with it.
You're not talking about Street Fighter 2. You're talking about this Super Street Fighter 2. That's what
just the Street Fighters of that era versus Killer Instinct. I'm going Killer Instinct all day. I'm a Sega Genesis guy, and I think the Sega Genesis is a superior console to the Super Nintendo. But in this particular situation, Blockbuster to me is superior to Hollywood Video. The Super Nintendo isn't, but I'm going with it because of the option. Fruit Roll Up to me is better than Gushers. I
love Gushers. I love the thing where like you juiced on and it was the juices were in your mouth or whatever, and it was
of course, there you go again.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I can make a whole reel. I can make a whole reel with your sayings.
Oh, when the juices popped in your mouth. Come on, man.
There you go. The
Anyways,
drinks,
I don't
really care for either of the drinks, to be honest with you. I don't care about the drinks.
Yeah, I to be honest, I never had that drink.
Everything in the blue pill category to me is superior, with the exception of the consoles. But I'm going blue pill. Blockbuster, Super Nintendo, Fruit Roll Up, Killer Instinct, and I guess I'm drinking an Orbits. I had an Orbits. It wasn't nothing crazy. It didn't blow me away. I will take a surge, but
I'm going red pill, and I'd change out whatever that rain thing is for a Fruitopia or something like that. That's what I would change it out to. But other than that, I'm going red. I'm going red pill. I know I'm nuts.
Hollywood Video and Street was it
Super Street Fighter 2.
No, not over Killer Instinct. Not over Killer Instinct.
I'll give you that.
I'm
Killer Instinct was the better game. I'll give you that. That was definitely the better game. And if it was like, if this was, let's be real. For me, I switch out Super Street Fighter 2 for Mortal Kombat or Mortal Kombat 2. Then we're like, okay, then it's a competition.
That would have made this a lot harder for me. But just the Blockbuster alone, I have more ties. I didn't have a Hollywood Video membership at all. Only thing that's on that red pill side for that throws me is the Sega Genesis. But everything else, if the Sega Genesis was on this side, but then you can't play Killer Instinct. So
yeah.
But yeah, no. Blue pill all day for me. Red pill for Tony. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. You're weird. That's hell no.
I bet you there's some people out there that would go.
Let's see. All
on
right,
red
so
pill.
you guys let us know which one are you going with? Blue pill or red pill? Blue pill has Blockbuster, Super Nintendo, Full Up, Killer Instinct, and Orbit's Drink, or red pill, Hollywood Video, Sega Genesis, Gushers, Super Street Fighter, Rain Drink. Everybody go into the comments and let us know that you're taking the blue pill. Dale.
Yeah. We were just talking about this.
I literally mentioned, yeah. Kids today will never understand this. Bro, I'm telling you, we've been here the whole time. And this session of recording this episode has been longer because of technical difficulties. 8 a.m., 100% battery. 8 p.m., 99% battery. When we started this show, I told you that I had this thing on since the 24th at like 11:50. I turned it on. It's been on ever since. Today is the 30th, or now it's actually the 31st. And I still have one stick left of battery.
I don't know what it is. I guess just the video services. People were constantly on our phones. That's what wastes battery nowadays. All we had was Snake. that was it.
Granted, yeah, playing Snake on these things will drain the battery a little bit more. But dude, you still had days. You still had days. 2 or 3 days of charge. Like
easily.
If you left the house with 50% charge in the morning, you don't have that same panic in the early 2000s. Oh my God, like my phone's not gonna make it to the end of the day. It's not even a thought that you're like, oh, my phone might die. It doesn't come to you because of how long these things lasted. But now you leave all these smartphones and all the shit that we do. We're so reliant of our phones that you could leave the house with 100%, and by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, doesn't matter if it's the newest smartphone with the longest lasting battery, for how much that we use the phones, by 1 o'clock, you're probably at between 56 to 40% battery from the how much we use them. Scrolling, looking at stuff. If you FaceTime, now people barely even do regular phone calls. You're doing FaceTime calls.
Yeah.
And that destroys the batteries.
Of course. I mean, and not to mention, these things were indestructible.
Oh, dude. I don't know if you heard. I threw it into the box. It fell in there. It sounded like a brick went in there. It's fine. It's literally a weapon.
I mean, like you could, like rumor had it, you could drop it from like a 4-story building and it would be working perfectly fine. Like
probably.
These things are indestructible. Like the battery was good, indestructible. You know what? I would take that. If they can make that into one of these, bro, I would seriously take that.
They seriously need to bring out a Nokia phone that works on the 5G network for phone calls. And give people the option. Hey, let me get this phone. You know what? I want to disconnect from technology today.
I agree.
I'm just gonna have my regular phone.
I agree. I would so be on board with that. Like I would in a heartbeat. Just to say, hey, you know what? I'm getting off social media. I just want to play Snake for a while. I just want to get a normal
call, play Snake, and if you're gonna text, you got T9 that bitch. So Nokia, you guys need to get on there. Make a new 2025 phone that only does call, text messages, and Snake. Give us that. We can put our SIM cards into it when we want to take a break from the world. And if you want to reach me, call me. That's the meme right there. Kids today don't understand that these phones, we could go 3 or almost 4 days with one battery charge, and we weren't panicking if this thing was gonna die. But
nope.
Those are your memes of the week, ladies and gentlemen. And that's your show, everyone. Thank you again for hanging out with your boys in the retro room. We are just here having a great time. It's a new year. It's 2026. We're going to have an amazing year. You're going to have an amazing year. we're gonna grow as a community. We're gonna grow as a retro community. You know, have more people joining the retro room, have more roommates joining us, and we're gonna keep pumping this stuff up. We've been at it for about 6 months now. This is 6 months in, and
That's
we're not
right. 6
stopping.
months.
And I
20.
love this community. I love everyone that's joining. I love people that are finding us now and sending me things, to giving me ideas. Some personal friends are liking the vibe. Some people are just the compliments that I get of like, yo, you literally just reminded me. Totally forgot about that. You jogged the memory with that. A lot of our older stuff now is actually catching on. I guess
Yeah.
the algorithms are pushing out some of our older stuff, and people are just seeing it now. Like the box one, when we talked about the box, the music channel.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That the other day got like a bunch of views and comments. I was like, what the hell? We released that like 4 months ago. But
Yeah.
hey, as long as you get the content. But yeah, everyone, thank you again for listening, rocking with us. If you want to reach out to us, I am Roly's Retro Room on all social medias, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Tony is Tony in Retro on TikTok and Instagram. And we do have the email that you could send us an email. Let us know, what you think of the show. And also, wherever you're listening to us, give us a review. If you could leave some comments, give us however many stars you think we deserve. And on YouTube, give us that like and subscribe. But yeah, man, with that being said, everyone, thank you so much for rocking with us. Like we appreciate you all. And we love doing these things. We love going down these memory lanes with y'all.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, everyone, y'all be easy. Let's have a kick-ass 2026. And remember, keep it retro.
Later.